Hey y'all, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today we're going to be talking about another question that we hear commonly on our website about the PlayStation Classic console. And that question is, does the PlayStation Classic have Wi-Fi? This is a pretty common question. You would assume, since it's a remade console, that it would have Wi-Fi with it, and so that's what people commonly think. All of the other consoles that are made nowadays all come with access to the internet, so you can download updates. You can use them to download additional games for an additional cost on the different stores, those sorts of things. But what about the PlayStation Classic? Did PlayStation enable Wi-Fi on the Classic console itself? That's the question. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hop into the menu here on the PlayStation console and show you exactly what it looks like and whether it has Wi-Fi on it or not. Alright guys, so here we are inside the actual PlayStation Classic and what it looks like inside of the console itself. So this is your main menu, and then you can obviously choose from the different games up here. If you go down here, you'll have your different settings, guides, memory card, and resume point. Those are all the things that you can set up. We're going to go here to settings, and we're going to look and see if we have Wi-Fi. So we have health and safety, we have our screensaver, which you can turn on and off, your different languages, power save settings, you can restore it to default, initialize your console, and legal notice. As you can see here, there unfortunately is not a way to connect the PlayStation Classic to the internet. It does not have Wi-Fi on the PlayStation Classic. Now, I could have just told you that without actually showing you the menu, as I obviously know that, but for me it's always better to actually see it, especially here on YouTube. It's better to actually see something for yourself. So that is what you have on the PlayStation Classic. That's what the menu looks like. Unfortunately, there is no Wi-Fi. So there's no way for you to connect it to the internet to try and download additional games without going through and modding it or attempting to hack it, those sorts of things. But there's no Wi-Fi access, so you can't have access to the PlayStation Store. You can't have access to even watching movies via your PlayStation Classic, streaming them, those sorts of things. So it's not like any of the other new consoles, such as the Xbox or the PS5. Any of those, it's not the same where you don't have Wi-Fi access on those. On the Classic console, it just comes with the 20 games that are on there. You do have some settings that you can go into, guides, memory card, but unfortunately it does not have any Wi-Fi available. It doesn't have it built into the capabilities. Probably it was done as a cost-saving measure. If I had to guess, I would assume that's why PlayStation chose not to put it in, simply because they wanted their console to be cheaper. But honestly, the way PlayStation did this console, it's possible that they just decided not to include it since no one else did. The NES, you don't have Wi-Fi on it. On the SNES Classic, you don't have Wi-Fi on it either. Same with the Sega Genesis Mini, you don't have Wi-Fi on it. None of the Atari flashbacks currently, at least none of the ones currently released, have Wi-Fi either. So PlayStation thought, I'm sure, we don't need to put it in either. Honestly, it would have been a good thing for PlayStation to include, where you could go to the PlayStation Store and you could buy some other classic or retro games and put them on your Classic. That would have been a great addition to the console. Possibly could have kept it from being the flop that it's actually turned out to be, but unfortunately PlayStation felt that there are 20 regular games that came with it. Unfortunately, they felt like those were good enough, and so when they included those on the console, they just went with it and they didn't add the Wi-Fi or add any way for you to add additional games. So if you don't like the 20 original games that it comes with, you either have to mod the console, hack the console, or simply don't purchase the console. As there's no Wi-Fi on it, you can't go to the PlayStation Store and try to download additional games either. So hopefully that answers your question. Again, my name is Matt from RetroOnly.com, and feel free to comment on this video below, and if you have any other questions about the PlayStation Classic, we'll be happy to answer them either in the comments or in another video if enough people have the same question. And you can also check out our website, RetroOnly.com, and we have all kinds of articles and posts and those sorts of things on there about retro consoles, about PlayStation in general, and just about all sorts of other gaming and even music, all those sorts of things as well. So have a great day.